What's up? It's AK Babyface. Subscribe to Supporting Icons for the latest boxing news.
So apparently Andy Ruiz Jr. has snubbed Dillian Whyte because he wants to face King Kong Luis Ortiz. Now, I'll put an article to this in the description box. Now, as far as the fight goes, a standalone fight, it's a very interesting fight for sure. As to who will win, who knows, to be honest with you. Of course, this will be Luis Ortiz, who had 2 cracks at Wilder, come up short, and of course Andy Ruiz Jr., who fought Anthony Joshua twice, won the first one and got soundly schooled the second time round. But this will be an interesting one if both these guys are in top condition, or the best condition that they possibly can, and fully focused. It'll be a very, very interesting fight. Now, as far as Andy Ruiz Jr. wanting to fight Luis Ortiz when he had the option to fight Dillian Whyte, for me, I always look at fights as a risk versus reward type scenario. Because, as I told you guys before, that Dillian Whyte, he gave me permission to put out the numbers for you guys, which was that Dillian Whyte, he offered Andy Ruiz Jr. twice the fight. You can fight him in the UK, earn 2 million, or fight in America and earn 5 million. So Andy Ruiz Jr., he didn't want to come to London. Okay, fair enough. So a fight in America. So that's 5 million that he turned down. Now, he didn't just turn down 5 million to take on Dillian Whyte. He turned down the opportunity to become the mandatory challenger to fight the winner of Wilder versus Fury. So there's the risk and reward. So the risk was, of course, high. With Dillian Whyte, of course, he could knock you out with either hand. But the reward was, if you was to beat Dillian Whyte, you'll then become number 1 and face the winner of Wilder Fury, thus opening that door to become world heavyweight champion once again. Okay, and of course a huge payday in addition to that from both sides of the field. So to take on Luis Ortiz, is he going to get 5 million plus to fight Luis Ortiz? Luis Ortiz again has turned down a couple of offers from Dillian Whyte. Again, I've proven this to you guys as well. And of course, he famously turned down 7 million to take on Anthony Joshua, which is how Andy Ruiz Jr. got the shot against Joshua in the first place. So would Andy Ruiz Jr. get 5 million to fight Luis Ortiz? In my opinion, unlikely. Very unlikely. Likewise, would Luis Ortiz get any kind of top quality money? Would he get anywhere near the 7 million that he turned down with Anthony Joshua to take on Ruiz? Again, highly unlikely. So financially, it would have been better for Ruiz to have taken on Dillian Whyte. The reward of beating Dillian Whyte, which I've already told you, number 1 in the WBC and go fight the winner of Wilder Fury, or beat Luis Ortiz. What does he gain by beating Luis Ortiz? Outside of some PBC bragging rights, not much. So the risk versus reward, he turned down the risk and certainly the reward to take on somebody who he didn't really need to fight. But nonetheless, as a standalone fight, it's a very interesting fight, as for sure. I mean, I think Andy Ruiz Jr., he should be the favourite in this fight. He really should. But quite how does he get on with southpaws, though? I don't think I've ever seen Andy Ruiz Jr. fight a southpaw. So I really don't know. But likewise with Luis Ortiz, he hasn't fought anybody outside of Wilder who's dangerous, which is why I've always said about Luis Ortiz. People talk about how he's up on this high pedestal as an elite fighter. Well, he achieved nothing as an amateur and achieved nothing as a pro. He hasn't beaten anybody. So we don't know how good Luis Ortiz ever was, or certainly is. If anything, he's probably less of a fighter now than what he once was a couple of years ago. So in my opinion, I would favour Andy Ruiz Jr., but ever so slightly. Because again, you've always got to question it. Now Andy Ruiz Jr. has made those 2 huge paydays with Anthony Joshua, certainly in the rematch over there in Saudi. How much does he have in the heart? How much hunger does he have to get up in the morning, go through the runs, go to the gym, do the sparring, turn up on fight night, fully focused, fully ready and conditioned? And of course, he's going to be taking on a new trainer, whoever that may be. I don't know whether or not it's going to be Teddy Atlas or not at this point, but what kind of motivation does Andy Ruiz Jr. have left? That's going to be a big question over this fight. But anyway, listen, as a standalone fight, it's very interesting for sure. It's one that I would watch, and do not be surprised, people, for you guys over there in America and Mexico. Do not be surprised if they put that on pay-per-view. Don't be at all surprised with it. Anyway, apparently these guys have agreed to have a fight, but ultimately we'll have to wait and see whether the articles, which is in the description box, are correct or they're just dreaming up fights. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, drop your thoughts below about it, click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all on the next video.